Your skin is trying to tell you something, and if you're not listening, you could be missing some of the most important warning signs your body can give you. Today, I want to talk about something that affects millions of people around the world, yet most people completely ignore these signals until it's too late. Your skin is not just a covering for your body. It's actually your largest organ, and it's constantly communicating with you about what's happening on the inside. Let me start by explaining something that most people don't understand. When you see a skin problem, whether it's acne, eczema, psoriasis, rashes, or any other condition, your first instinct is probably to treat the skin itself. You might reach for a cream, a lotion, or some topical treatment. But here's what you need to understand. The skin problem you're seeing is almost never just a skin problem. It's a symptom. It's your body's way of showing you that something deeper is going on internally. Think about your skin as a window into your internal health. When you have a rash, it's not because your skin suddenly decided to misbehave. When you have acne, it's not because your pores are dirty. When you have eczema, it's not because you used the wrong soap. These are all manifestations of internal imbalances, and until you address what's happening on the inside, you're never going to truly fix what's happening on the outside. Now, let me talk about one of the most common skin conditions that people struggle with: acne. Most people think acne is just a teenage problem, something that happens because of hormones during puberty and then goes away. But if that were true, why do so many adults continue to struggle with acne well into their 30s, 40s, and even 50s? The reason is that acne is fundamentally a metabolic and hormonal issue, and it's deeply connected to what you're eating and how your body is processing insulin. When you consume high amounts of sugar and refined carbohydrates, your blood sugar spikes and your body releases insulin to bring it back down. But insulin doesn't work alone. It triggers a cascade of hormonal responses, including an increase in androgens, which are hormones that stimulate your sebaceous glands to produce more oil. This excess oil, combined with inflammation and changes in the skin cells lining your pores, creates the perfect environment for acne to develop. But there's more to it than just oil production. High insulin levels also increase inflammation throughout your body, and inflammation is at the root of almost every skin condition you can think of. When your body is in a chronic state of inflammation, your skin becomes more reactive, more sensitive, and more prone to problems. This is why people who eat a lot of processed foods, sugar, and refined carbohydrates tend to have more skin issues than people who eat a whole foods diet that's low in these inflammatory ingredients. Let's talk about another incredibly common skin issue: eczema. Eczema is characterized by dry, itchy, inflamed patches of skin that can appear anywhere on the body but are most common on the hands, feet, face, and inside the elbows and knees. Conventional medicine typically treats eczema with steroid creams, which can provide temporary relief but don't address the underlying cause. In fact, long-term use of steroid creams can actually thin the skin and make the problem worse over time. So what's really causing eczema? In many cases, it's related to gut health and the immune system. Your gut contains trillions of bacteria, collectively known as your microbiome, and these bacteria play a crucial role in regulating your immune system. When your gut microbiome is out of balance, which can happen due to antibiotic use, poor diet, stress, or other factors, it can lead to increased intestinal permeability, commonly known as leaky gut. When your gut is leaky, undigested food particles and toxins can pass through the intestinal wall and enter your bloodstream, triggering an immune response and causing inflammation throughout your body, including in your skin. Many people with eczema also have food sensitivities or allergies that they're not aware of. The most common culprits are dairy, gluten, eggs, soy, and nuts. When you consume a food that your body is sensitive to, it triggers an immune response and inflammation, which can manifest as eczema. This is why elimination diets can be so effective for people with eczema. By removing these common trigger foods for a period of time and then reintroducing them one at a time, you can identify which foods are causing problems for you. There's also a strong connection between eczema and essential fatty acid deficiency. Your skin needs healthy fats to maintain its barrier function and stay hydrated. When you're not getting enough omega-3 fatty acids from sources like fatty fish, flax seeds, and walnuts, or when you're consuming too many omega-6 fatty acids from vegetable oils and processed foods, it can disrupt the balance of fats in your body and contribute to dry, inflamed skin. Now, let me address Psoriasis, which is another common skin condition that affects millions of people. Psoriasis is characterized by thick, red, scaly patches of skin that can be itchy and painful. It's an autoimmune condition, which means your immune system is mistakenly attacking your own skin cells, causing them to grow too quickly and build up on the surface of the skin. Like eczema, psoriasis is deeply connected to inflammation and gut health. Research has shown people with psoriasis are much more likely to have other inflammatory conditions like inflammatory bowel disease, cardiovascular disease, and metabolic syndrome. This tells us that psoriasis isn't just a skin problem, it's a systemic inflammatory condition that happens to manifest primarily in the skin. Addressing the inflammation through diet and lifestyle changes is crucial for managing psoriasis. One of the most important dietary factors for psoriasis is avoiding foods that trigger inflammation. This includes sugar, refined carbohydrates, processed foods, alcohol, and for many people, gluten and dairy. There's also evidence that nightshade vegetables, which include tomatoes, peppers, eggplant, and potatoes, can trigger psoriasis flares in some people, though this varies from person to person. On the flip side, consuming anti-inflammatory foods can help reduce psoriasis symptoms. This includes fatty fish rich in omega-3s, leafy green vegetables, berries, turmeric, ginger, and olive oil. Many people with psoriasis also benefit from vitamin D supplementation, as vitamin D plays a crucial role in regulating the immune system and reducing inflammation. Let's talk about another skin issue that many people struggle with: fungal infections. These can manifest as athlete's foot, jock itch, ringworm, or yeast infections on various parts of the body. Fungal infections are incredibly common, and they're often a sign that something is off with your body's internal environment. Fungi thrive in warm, moist environments, but they also thrive when your immune system is compromised or when you have imbalances in your gut microbiome. One of the biggest risk factors for fungal infections is high sugar intake. Fungi feed on sugar, so when you're consuming a lot of sugar and refined carbohydrates, you're essentially feeding the fungi and helping them proliferate. This is why people with diabetes who have elevated blood sugar levels are much more prone to fungal infections. It's also why reducing sugar and carbohydrate intake is one of the most effective ways to prevent and treat fungal infections. Another important factor is gut health. Your gut bacteria compete with fungi for space and resources in your digestive tract. When your gut microbiome is healthy and diverse, it keeps fungi in check. But when you take antibiotics, which kill both good and bad bacteria, or when you eat a poor diet that doesn't support beneficial bacteria, fungi can overgrow. This overgrowth can occur not just in the gut, but throughout the body, including on the skin. Now I want to talk about something that many people notice on their skin, but don't understand the significance of: skin tags. Skin tags are small, soft, benign growths that typically appear in areas where skin rubs against skin, like the neck, armpits, under the breasts, or in the groin area. Most people think skin tags are just a cosmetic nuisance, but they're actually an important warning sign about your metabolic health. Research has shown a strong correlation between skin tags and insulin resistance. When you have insulin resistance, your cells become less responsive to insulin, so your body has to produce more and more insulin to keep your blood sugar levels in check. These high insulin levels trigger changes in skin cells that can lead to the formation of skin tags. In fact, the presence of multiple skin tags is considered a marker for insulin resistance and increased risk of type 2 diabetes. If you have skin tags, especially if you have multiple skin tags, or if they're increasing in number, this is your body telling you that you need to address your insulin levels and metabolic health. This means reducing your intake of sugar and refined carbohydrates, increasing your physical activity, and potentially incorporating intermittent fasting to improve your insulin sensitivity. Let me discuss another common skin finding that many people have: cherry angiomas. These are small, bright red spots that can appear anywhere on the body and are essentially clusters of small blood vessels. While cherry angiomas are generally considered harmless, an increase in their number or size can be a sign of liver congestion or poor liver function. Your liver is responsible for processing and eliminating toxins, hormones, and other waste products from your body. When your liver is overwhelmed or not functioning optimally, it can manifest in various ways, including changes in your skin. The liver is also responsible for producing bile, which helps you digest fats and eliminate toxins through your digestive system. When your liver function is compromised, you might notice other signs beyond cherry angiomas, such as itchy skin, especially at night, a yellowish tint to the skin or eyes, dark circles under the eyes, or brown spots on the skin. Supporting your liver health is crucial for healthy skin. This means avoiding or minimizing alcohol, processed foods, sugar, and other substances that burden the liver. It also means eating foods that support liver function, such as cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts, which contain compounds that help the liver detoxify. Leafy greens, beets, garlic, turmeric, and green tea are also excellent for liver health. Now let's talk about a condition that's becoming increasingly common, rosacea. Rosacea is characterized by redness, visible blood vessels, and sometimes small pus-filled bumps on the face. It typically affects the cheeks, nose, chin, and forehead. While the exact cause of rosacea isn't fully understood, there are several factors that are known to trigger or worsen the condition. One interesting connection thought many people don't know about is the link between rosacea and gut health, specifically a condition called small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, or SIBO. Studies have shown that people with rosacea are much more likely to have SIBO than people without rosacea. SIBO occurs when bacteria that normally live in the large intestine migrate to the small intestine, where they don't belong. This can cause bloating, gas, and other digestive symptoms, but it can also trigger inflammation throughout the body, including in the skin.